Hello, everyone. So this is Alex Eskenazi here, and today I'm going to be talking about the super annoying error we get sometimes when we are embedding Tableau in applications, the 414 request URI too long. So let's try to replicate this problem first, and then we'll talk through a few solutions for that. So to begin, I'm just going to walk you through my environment. I have a mini dummy application here with a visualization embedded on the left-hand side, the code on the right to render this little website, and then I have here at the bottom Tableau Log Viewer, which is a tool that allows me to see the logs for Tableau Server in real time and Tableau Desktop. So in this case, I'm pointing here this to the VSQL folder on Tableau Server, and I have set a filter here just to show the begin protocol query messages. So this is whenever Tableau dispatches a query to Tableau Server, I'm going to be logging here at the bottom in real time, which is super useful. And it's set highlight only mode to only show those messages. If I take this off, you see that I have a lot of messages coming here in real time. Every interaction here, it's being logged here at the bottom, as you can see, a lot of data. So let's enable highlight only mode and let's reset the view. Right, so what we want to be doing here is essentially we want to basically just load the views first. So I save. As you can see, there's one query dispatched and it's a Superstore database. I'm getting the order IDs, I'm getting the profit, and I'm getting the sales. I'm coloring by profit, the size is the sales, and each box has an order ID. So it's grouping by the first item, this one. This is the query. Now, let's try to talk about the problem now. So imagine you want to set filter down this view on your application by passing a view object, right? Before the views loads, you want to pass this filter. That's a great thing to do because, yeah, ideally you are just rendering what you want in the initial view. But what we usually suggest to customers is that you set the visualization in Tableau when you publish to Tableau Server or Tableau Online in the right state with the correct data you want when you're initializing, so that you don't have to do this on the code. But if you really have to do it on the code because of your specific user workflow, here I have an example to show you what would happen. So imagine I have here the order ID field, which we want to filter down, and I have an object here, which I saved in the application here, which contains loads of order IDs. I have over 7,000 order IDs in here. So if I go up and show you this array, it's just an object here with all the IDs. Right, so when we run this code now, passing this filter, watch what will happen. I'm gonna hit save on the keyboard and it doesn't render. And it doesn't send any new queries. It didn't even get there. Why is that? It's because we got this 414 request URI too long. And it's because, as the name says, the request is too long. So if we go to the network tab and try to see those requests coming out of our browser, let's just refresh that screen to see what's happening. And here we have that request. That request is indeed super, super long. And it just so happens that this is a GET request. If I go down here to the bottom, as we can see, it's a GET request with 404 error, and it's too long. Yeah, it's going beyond the specifications. That can't be this case. So the order IDs are being passed here on the filter. It's doing what we asked Tableau to do, but we didn't realize it would create a GET request. So GET requests can't be that long. So what's the solution in this case? Well, try to get rid of this filter. Like I said, try to apply some best practices, publish your Vs in the right state, filter down in different ways. But should you really need to filter down on load? There's a very, very niche use case. You have to do this. Let me show you how you do it. So let's remove the order IDs here. And instead, I will enable here a dummy filter. So what this does, I'm passing an order ID that doesn't exist. And my order ID field in the database is indexed. So I know this query will run super, super fast. It will be unnoticeable to a user. So if I just save this now and run, you see that the request goes. I have a new query here at the bottom, a new line, passing this filter now -1, as you can see. And no results come back from the database. So it quickly renders a blank view for us, which is not ideal, right? But it's a start of our solution. So what we do next is, let me uncomment here. Tableau has this, oops, uh, let's uncomment this one. Tableau has this nice little on first interactive function here that we can call, which is fired only when the viz is fully loaded. So the viz is fully loaded with those options. And after that, so basically nothing will come. And after that, it immediately fires anything we want to call within here. So here I'm calling a function here to apply the filters asynchronously, which is passing the order ID and the objects. And this is a post request. So that will work because in a post request, you can send any data we need, right? So if I run this one now, you see what happens. It quickly switches and shows exactly what we want. So that's it. That's it, folks. So now we have some queries being fired. It's more than one, and it works, as you can see. And let me explain why we got so many queries in the end. So the first query we got was the -1, right? The next one was Tableau is doing some smart things. Actually, this is the -1. It was 3 queries that was sent right now. So now Tableau is doing something smart. It knows we want to filter on order ID. So it's actually going to the database and doing a categorical filter for us and checking all the distinct order IDs, right? So it knows beforehand, based on this query, what are the order IDs we can pass as a filter. Now, knowing this, Tableau actually goes to my actual request, the JavaScript API requested all these IDs here on the right-hand side, on the top, 7,000 numbers, but it didn't even bother sending those down to the database because Tableau knew that only those were valid. So it has some level of caching and optimizations within the Tableau side, and it dispatched the query only with the 4 values that actually exists in the database, which is known due to this previous query here. And it rendered the visualization. So that's it, folks. I hope this helps you. And yeah, stay cool and be safe.